Hi everyone, I think you are preparing for exams very well. Here I am with a small illustration relating to rectification of errors. Okay, when suspense account is opened in the books, that is, rectification is made after preparation of trial balance. In this case, we need to remember 3 points. One, if it is error of principle, if it is error of principle, we analyze what is wrong entry, what is correct entry, and we will write rectification entry for the principle of error. If it is clerical errors, in case of clerical errors, we need to see whether it is error of omission completely. If it is error of completely omitted, then we need to write a new general entry. In the books. There ends the matter. In these two cases, suspense account will not come into your rectification entries. And in case of others, clerical errors, we need to write general entry rectification with the help of suspense account. Okay, let us see one example problem. Goods, sorry, write the journal entries to rectify the following errors using suspense account. What is saying? Using suspense account, we need to write the general entry. So we need to write the general entry using suspense account. So there is a suspense in this case. So goods value of rupees 100 written by Sharma were entered in sales day book and posted thereof to the client of his account. Goods of 100 written by Sharma. Sharma से written आए. Okay. So we need to write in sales written book. But where it is entered? Were entered in sales day book. Okay. Where it is entered? In sales day book. So here error is made. So instead of sales written, we have debited sales book. Okay, we have written in sales book. So let us see that. Okay. And was credited to his account. His account is credited, but instead of debiting sales return, you have debited, we have entered in sales table. So rectification entry will be, you have written in sales account, so wrongly posted in sales account, so sales account debit, and what we need to write, sales returns should be debited. So sales return account is debited, and to suspense account, because it is clerical error and not error of principle. So we need to write the sales account debit, sales return account debit to suspense account. Okay, this is how rectification will be made. Okay, for the first case. Okay, clear? Next, see the next one. Okay, in second situation, what they are saying, an amount of 150 entered in sales return book has been posted to debit of Mr. Philip, who returned the goods. Okay, an amount of 150 entered in sales return book. In sales return, we have correctly debited, but it should be credited to Mr. Philip's account. But what the mistake is made? It is debited to wait a minute, it is debited to Mr. Philip. So while rectifying the entry, instead of crediting we have debited, so double the amount we need to take for rectification. For rectification, what we need to take? We need to take double amount instead of taking 150 rupees singly, because one mistake is that it should be credited, it is been debited, and to rectify that we need to credit one time 150. Actually we need to write in credit, Mr. Philip should be credited, so 2 credits, that is why we need to take the double amount. Let us see here, suspense account debit to Mr. Philip account, because it is also clerical error, we need to take the help of suspense account debit to Mr. Philip. Okay, wrong debit to Mr. Philip for the goods returned by him, now rectified. That is the narration we need to write. Okay, next see the next transaction number 3. What is that? In this case, sales of 200 made to Gansham was correctly entered in sales daybook. Correctly entered in sales book. Whom you sold to Gansham? Wait a minute. Whom we sold? We have sold to Gansham. Okay. Was correctly entered in sales daybook. So sales में कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं हुआ. Okay, there is no problem in sales. But wrongly posted to the debit of Radhesham as rupees 20. You have sold for 200 to Mr. Ganesham. When sale is made, we need to write debtors account, that is Ganesham account debit to sales. In sales book you wrote 200 correctly, but in Ganesham, instead of writing in Ganesham, you have wrote in Radhesham. So now we need to rectify this. Radhesham debited with 20, now we need to credit the Radhesham. And Ganesham was not entered correctly. So now we need to debit the Mr. Ganesham account. Ganesham account will be debited. Ganesham account debit to Radhesham, and 2 remaining will be suspense account. Let us see in the rectification entry. Mr. Ganesham account debit to Radhesham. Ganesham will be with 200 rupees, and Radhesham, instead of debiting we need to credit him 20 rupees, so to suspense 180 rupees. Okay, omission of debit to Mr. Ganesham and wrong credit to Mr. Radhesham for sales of 200, now rectified. Okay, partly omitted, not fully omitted. In sales account you have written correctly, in Ganesham account you have written wrongly. If it is fully omitted, we will write the new general entry, but here partly omitted, sales book is correctly credited. Okay, next see the next transaction relating to this. Fourth bit we are doing bad debts aggregating 450 were written off during the year in the sales ledger. See what they are saying? They are saying bad debts, okay, were written off during the year in the sales book. Okay, wait a minute. Sales book, sales ledger में सही किए, you have made correct in the sales book, were not adjusted in general ledger. मतलब आप सेल्स में सही लिखे लेकिन डेटास में से माइनस करना भूल गए. ओके, सो इन जनरल लेक्चर in general ledger it is not entered. Now we need to write the journal entry, only partly omitted. So bad debts account debit to suspense account will be your rectification entry. Let us see that one. एक minute. See the fourth one, bad debts account debit to suspense account 450. Okay, next total discount allowed column in cash book for the month of September amounting to 250 was not posted. Okay, what they are saying, discount allowed column of cash book in cash book amounting to 250 was not posted. अब पोस्ट करना पड़ेगा. So discount allowed will be debited and suspense account will be credited. Simple. Let us see that one. Discount allowed account debit to suspense account 250. Clear? This is how we need to do rectification after preparation of trial balance when suspense account is open. Clear? Hope it is clear. I'll close here and prepare well for the exams. I am closing it. सीखना बंद तो जीतना बंद. जय हिंद.